Well, you are wonderful.
I am so dramatic. We are here to talk about servers.
We like servers.
Yes, we love all of the different ways that the Epic RPG community has figured out ways to play the game and ways to support the game and ways to create communities around the game.
Yes.
We have a huge range of servers here. We've got small servers, big servers, servers for mature age, servers for young age, LGBTQIA plus servers, Spanish servers, new players, void players, servers that do everything, and servers that do one thing. So, with all that preamble out of the way, let's talk about some general play servers.
Fantastic.
First up, we have The Haven. Now, this is a normie level server. Small. With a very strong ERPG focus. It's for general play, open channels, so if you're playing in a channel, everyone can see what you're doing.
Yep.
But on the same token, you can see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and it may be small now, but they are looking to grow.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are really looking to welcome new players in.
This is a server where the admins will play where everybody else plays. They're not locked off in their own secret rooms doing their own thing. They are an all-ages server with private channels, which is almost as good as playing your own private server, but
better.
With the benefit that you can actually get your server events like legendary boss spawn and stuff completed instead of watching them die. The admins on The Haven have tutored players to over TT100, and they're super supportive.
Yeah.
And you'll see them in and about in other servers as well. That's one thing about this. There's a lot of cross-pollination between players. Next up, we have...
The Saggita?
Saggita?
School of Epic RPG. Another normie-sized server with a really strong ERPG focus. General play, open channels, everybody plays together. It's also got a great database of ERPG info.
Yeah, they have basically built their own wiki onto the server, but formatted it in Discord style. So this is another server that's really good for beginners. If you're that TT0, TT up to 5 sort of category, this is probably a really good place to join because you're small, it's a good place to join and not feel too overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And the owner is really, really proud of the way that they've been able to help people and sort of pass on the way that they were helped when they started out.
Yeah. Next up, we have the SF All-Stars.
They are an ERPG Plus server, which means that they run ERPG as their primary focus, but they have a lot of other support, a lot of other game bots.
One of their big things that they're really proud of is how welcoming they are and accepting of your LGBT
QAA Plus. Yes, alphabet soup.
The full alphabet soup.
Yep, and they've been around since 2019, which is the origin of Epic RPG. So, you know, these guys have been around forever.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of knowledge there.
We're trying to create peace on Earth here. She has no idea what I'm going to put up behind us.
No.
We have Latam Epic RPG. Their big draw card is that they are Spanish.
Yes.
So
they have a heap of guides all written in Spanish. And we know there are a lot of Spanish-speaking players for RPG.
Oh yes, well considering it was one of the first languages that Loom created.
Yep.
They have a huge amount of different giveaways, including Disney Plus accounts, Coin for Epic RPG, Nitro, all sorts of stuff. They also have their own hosted podcast on the server.
Okay, now that is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, there's a podcast.
Yeah. There's other content creators out there. Hi! Nice to meet you. They have an amazing staff team and they were super friendly when they reached out. And so if you are a Spanish-speaking player, really do go check out Latam EPIC RPG. Let's talk about the Epic Friends. This is another Epic RPG Plus server with mini-boss hosting, with uncapped mini-bosses. This is one of the servers that is actively working with other servers to host inter-server competitions. So they're also fostering this sense of community.
Yeah.
They have Nitro and Coin giveaways. They have a really cute server-specific bot that they've called Wixen, which is something you'll start seeing from this server onwards, is servers that have their own progression mechanics within the server where you will gain XP for running commands and participating in activities and stuff. You'll be able to gain new roles, new colours, new access to things. It's a colourful and clean server, and the owner is extremely proud of the community and the rewards that they've been able to give to the people that have been dedicated and hung around for a long time.
Moving on, we have StarLight.
These guys are big on mental health. They are LGBTQIA plus friendly explicitly. This is a server that is famous for massive giveaways. They had a 10 trillion for New Year's.
Nice.
They have Steam keys. There is yearly Nitro. They have a humongous library of professionally made custom emotes.
Ooh.
The server owner is actually a graphic designer and illustrator for their profession.
Oh, nice.
So when I say that these are professionally made custom emotes, I mean these are
professionally made.
So if you have Nitro, this is probably a great server to get on just for the emote access. Their bot is called Nova. She's got a really interesting mechanic where you can collect stars and server materials.
Okay.
So it's not just about running commands, you actually play a server game.
That's cool. I like that idea. That's sweet. We're having a few technical difficulties.
Stay. Sit. Sit, boo-boo, sit. Right.
Now for our home away from home.
Yep.
Bamboo Forest.
Now, Bamboo is a server that has, it was one of the first places that I ran into dedicated pet help.
Yes.
Private rooms are based on server experience. You can move your room up in the list on the left, depending on how much experience you've gained. You have also got your choices of Epic RPG support bots on there, which is a little bit unique.
You've got them all and you can disable them, you can pick and choose. Same with the XChess game bots, you don't have to have them in your channel.
We play on Bamboo, we like Bamboo, but that doesn't mean necessarily that the Bamboo is the best place for you, because it is a low social place and it does tend to be a place where people play pretty hard.
Yeah. So another is Celestial Realm.
This is the first server that has integrated dual trading, marketplace, mini bosses, and giveaways all in the one place. This is the first place where you could probably pretty much do all in one. However, there are some features that you might still go off server for, depending on exactly what you're doing. They have private and public playrooms, depending on what you're doing. Again, they have their own integrated server bot that manages the experience that enables you to access a few of the extra server features. They started as a mini-boss host server.
Yeah. So it's a great example of a server that started as a specialised server, but grew a community around itself.
Yeah.
And branched out.
So there'll be an established community there where there'll be a handful of names that you will see all the time, but they are super welcoming of new people and will help you get set up in that space as well. Now one that I've not heard about terribly much, and that's Epic RPG Gladiators. Now, this is another epic level server, ERPG Plus once again, with giveaways and mini bosses and all the etc. that you expect to come with one of these big servers at this point. But in addition, we now have chill out channels. With music and streaming and voice chats.
Yep.
And they are very focused on trying to bring in more mature players. So, players of our age.
Yeah.
They have a server bot for leveling with the server. They have booster perks. They are also one of the oldest Discord servers, not just with Epic RPG, but actually Discord. Gladiators are another one that actively works with other large servers, and they are known within many community events. And this is why they were on our radar.
Yeah. And another that's sort of come onto our radar through community events is Blackstone. This is the first one that kind of brings in something a little bit different. It's an ERPG Plus server. You got mini bosses, giveaways, but it's also got dungeon helpers.
Yes, this is super handy. This really is the essence of a do-it-all server.
Yeah.
They've got their own dungeon pairing channels. They've got dungeon helpers. You don't need to go off the server to do any of your D11 plus dungeons up until you're into Void anyway. And again, they've got their own private rooms that require the server experience through the bot. But they also have something really cool, and I don't think I've seen this in any other server, the server festive events.
Ooh.
So these are events that are tied to real life events like Christmas and Easter and stuff, but they're in addition to the in-game events.
Okay, cool. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, so they're very much family and people focused. There's a lot of life discussion, a lot of real talk, a lot of mental health support, that sort of stuff.
So a lot of stuff that's not just ERPG.
But there is also a lot of ERPG support and guides. And again, this is another name you see frequently in community events.
Yeah.
All of those servers, and all of that said, no list of servers would be complete without the following two names: RPG Army and Oasis RPG. So
these are our super servers.
yes, these are our purple rank servers, the ones that have the biggest player bases within the RPG community, or at least the biggest amount of people on the server. RPG Army. This is a ERPG Plus server. As before, we have mini-bosses, giveaways, server events, Nitro. The mini-bosses themselves are often held as giveaways on RPG Army, which is different from a few other servers. Now, this is another do-it-all server. You may very rarely need to leave it if you aren't in the void.
Yeah.
They use a lot of server-specific terminology for their stuff. So instead of channels, we have training grounds. Training grounds are your public play channels, and squadrons allow you to make a group within the server that gets its own ranks and its own channel and its own play space, and you'll rank up and develop within the army. They have, again, many guides, custom bots, dungeon helpers for everything. They have a brand new custom dual feed system, which is managed through the server bot to make sure that there's fairness for everybody that's trying to feed, sell, trade, whatever.
Cool.
They have server quests, which are done through the server bot.
Nice.
So again, that gaming of the server. The community of RPG... Damn, I got all this way without stumbling on anything today. I've been doing well. The community of RPG Army is quite self-contained because of the all-in-one nature of the server. And it doesn't have as much crossover with other communities. So it's a good place to escape to if you are feeling a bit overwhelmed by some of the community chats and some of the stuff that goes on. They are trying to attract absolutely everybody, but they do have a special chat space for non-English speakers to chat and meet as well. And last up,
Oasis RPG. So for many and us, this was sort of one of the first bigger servers that we joined.
Oasis is what most people recognise as being the place to go to do your boosted mini-bosses. So
there's unrestricted mini-bosses that are grouped into tiers, so you kind of get around the whole coin cap issues.
Now, point on that is that the mini-bosses tend not to be with giveaways.
No.
So this is the opposite effect of RPG Army, where you will be racing to get into, for instance, if a 15k mini-boss joins a TT20 plus list, that's going to fill up real quick.
Yeah.
This is a general play server. This is a place where you can run your daily commands, and they are really trying to encourage people to come and run their daily commands on there.
Yeah.
With specialty supports, they recently acquired Necros Dungeon bots.
So there's now more dungeon helpers right on Oasis, not just D10.
It is basically an all-in-one place for everything from TT0 to Endgame, and Void may be coming down the line, we'll see.
Potential spoiler warning?
But if you're an endgamer and you're looking for a place that isn't one of the places that you've been hanging around in and you're thinking about moving, Oasis might be a decent home for you as well. Yeah. It is very easy to find dungeon partners there, and it is very easy to get help with the game there. They do have a very active community, and it is targeted more towards the younger audience.
Yeah.
While some of the really big servers are all-in-one spaces, there are still a lot of servers that cater to the specific needs of the community because they've identified that there is a niche that needs filling. Let's talk about Necros Dungeon server.
Yes.
Necros Dungeons is a dedicated dungeon server with helpers for D10, D12, up to 15.2, and is one of the first places to have a 15.2 helper. It's mainly for TT30 plus players, but it's welcome to anyone that wants to actually use the dungeon helpers. So, that's pretty much anyone from TT1 onwards.
Yeah.
This is a great server to come and go on, and it's not really for socializing. There's not chat that goes on here.
No.
So you come, you do your dungeon, you nick off again. One thing that has been worked on a lot recently, and they've been really working on the rules and adapting their server requirements and stuff to make it a fairer, better, happier place, is the duel server.
Yes, we spend quite a bit of time on the duel server ourselves.
Yep, this is a one-stop shop for duels. It's TT25 plus focused. Because they've divided up the duels into the different tiers of play, so 0 to 200 and then 200 to 500 and 500 to 2000, it's really easy to find a duel here.
Basically, you just post whether you need a feed or you're feeding someone or you don't matter, you just want to use your duel cooldown.
Yep, and you can sell duels there as well.
Yeah.
Provided you're over a certain certain level threshold.
Yes.
The mods love to play shenanigans with people and set up giveaways and stuff.
It's becoming it's broadening its horizons in terms of community engagement. Brain. I was taking a brain fart moment.
What's the next server?
The EPIC RPG Marketplace. This is built for trading within ERPG.
So, lots of giveaways. There's, again, a server bot and stuff. There's a maze minigame, which is kind of interesting. We'll need to check that out.
Curious.
With server badge auctions as well. But it is pretty much the best place for trading duels for coin, buying and selling marriage partners, guilds, coins between TT barriers.
And it is the biggest marketplace.
If you're looking to buy, sell, trade a guild, whatever,
it's the place to be.
That's pretty much the default place to go. Now, one of the most useful servers that we took a lot of advantage of early on is the Road to Tier 10.
Which is Tier 10, you kind of probably guessed, it's a dedicated horse breeding server.
Yep, there are no play channels on this server.
No, do not play on this server.
You cannot run commands on this server that aren't horse breed.
Yes.
But they have dedicated breeding channels for specific levels within a tier. So a Tier 10 level 103 breed, on average, goes every 4 minutes. There are auto flexes for tier ups so that you can help track when your tier up was and how long it took you to get there.
On tracking, there's actually a dedicated server bot that tracks the tier ups, epicness, horse name, and horse types. Yep. And everyone has access to that data.
They are wanting to grow the number of lower tier horse breeds. So if you're sort of tiers 2 through 7, definitely think about hopping onto Road to Tier 10.
Yeah.
Because it is supremely easy to find partners there.
The next dedicated server is slightly different. So though we're just talking about dungeons and duels and horse breeding, Nexus is another dedicated dungeon server.
Nexus is very, 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 very much about endgame and void.
Yeah.
You obviously can join Nexus and do earlier dungeons in the dungeon channels, and there is pet support there. And it is absolutely a place to go to get questions answered. They've got a lot of information, but
they've got a really new document system with a lot of help guides, and that's really nicely laid out and easily navigated.
There is an enormous amount of endgame experience and skill and knowledge that is very concentrated within the Nexus server, and it is also pretty much the portal to the void.
It is the original home of the Epic NPC Fight Solver bot.
Yes, the fight was solved on Nexus. The entire solution was developed on Nexus.
Yeah.
It is the sole place at the moment as we record this, and that doesn't mean it's not going to change. I'm hearing you, Necro, talking to me through the camera already. But it is, at the moment, the only place where you can actually complete the Epic NPC fight.
With a help bot.
Yes.
You can do it anywhere, but...
You can do the Epic NPC fight anywhere you like, but if you want to actually finish it, then you'll do it on Nexus. If you don't want to end 3 turns before the end because you miscounted your turns.
Yeah. That kind of wraps up the servers.
Yes, except of course.
For Eros.
There would be no server video and no game whatsoever were it not for Eros.
Yes.
We must talk about the EPIC RPG official server. This is the official support server for Epic RPG, and it is not a primary play server. There are a very small handful of channels, and you cannot run certain commands on the server at all. And there are no support bots. There is no guide bots.
It is a place to do your D1 to 10. No help for D10. Do duels and horse breeds and things like that. There are partner matching channels.
Yes, and it is a sensational place to go ask questions about the early game. I think most importantly, it is the first place to see game patch notes, updates, server events like the horse race, the pet tournaments.
Yep.
And it is the place to see discussion on upcoming features through access to the beta channel, which we will talk about another time because we're running out of time and this has been an extremely long video already.
Yeah, and this microphone's dipped again.
And the microphone has dipped again, so we're definitely going to have to replace that stand. We have included all of the servers that we have mentioned as links in the description below. We thank everybody that reached out for this video because this is a huge endeavor. So anyway, thank you to everybody for hanging around, watching, contributing, etc. If you liked us, and I'm going to do the YouTuber thing because I don't do the YouTuber thing enough, but frankly I need to. If you liked us, like and subscribe. And if you really liked us, head over to our LiberaPay or our Patreon and chuck us a subscribe because it helps us really push more of this type of content and make this more of a full-time/part-time process for us.
Yeah. And if you would like to get more of our server stuff, there's starting to be a couple of servers that are putting webhooks in, so you can get easy access to our guide videos directly on servers. So you can set
really
that up
looking
too.
forward to that. That's super exciting, and we are growing, and we never expected that it would get anything like this. We're just two people recording in a room in our
lounge room around children and.
Yeah, exactly. So really, honestly, thank you everybody for all your support over the last year. This has been almost a full year of MTV now. It's just been an incredible journey.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to this part of it where we talk about the community that has helped us grow.
Yeah. Okay.
Catch ya.
Bye.